Hi everyone. Today we are going to go ahead and we are going to make this glass ball. This was a requested tutorial. They wanted to know how to make a glass ball. This is how I make my glass ball, and I do apologize. This was requested a few days ago. I've been super busy and I couldn't get to it, and I didn't see the request until it was yesterday, I think it was, and I do apologize about that. I try to check to see about that stuff frequently, but like I said, I've been super busy here lately. But I'm getting to it now, and I hope this is what you were looking for. This is how I would go about making a glass ball. You can see that it's pretty transparent, and basically what it is you're basically faking the glass ball look. So unless you're in 3D program and you had nodes or something like that, or a glass shader and stuff like that, this is basically the only way you could do it in the 2D program, is faking it with colors and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get to it. I'm going to go up to File, and then we're going to go to Open, because I'm going to open a background first. So let me go find it. And I'm using this wooden background. The look looks better with this kind of brownish colored look. You could take and play with it on a white background and try to get it to work. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. Let me go ahead and add a new layer down here, and we'll just go ahead and fill it in with white. Okay, and you see how that looks when it's white, and it's still got a pretty cool look to it. It kind of looks like a glass ball. You could go in and play with it and add a little bit more blue to it, and some more shadows and stuff like that. I mean, it does look pretty good with white. Control Z that, and let's go switch to black and fill it in with black and see. And black, it even looks pretty good, but you'd want to go in here and play with it and get it to look a little bit better. But okay, so we're going to go ahead and start on this new one, and we're going to grab the Ellipse Tool, and I got anti-aliasing, feather edges, and I got that radius set to 1. I got the fixed aspect ratio, it's a 1:1. So we're just going to click in here, and we're going to drag out a decent sized circle and just line it up to where you want. And we're going to go ahead and create a new layer, and we'll just name this main, if I could spell right. And we're going to go ahead and get a 50% gray color. It is D, 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 D. So 6 Ds. Press OK, and grab the bucket fill tool again and fill it in. And with this, we are going to go ahead and you could go up to layers and then layer effects, and we're going to go to inner shadow, and we're going to make the color white, and the blend mode is going to be grain merge. The opacity is going to be 100%. The angle is going to be -52. The distance is going to be 53. Choke is 0. The size is 94. And if you don't have this, I have a tutorial on where and how I installed this, so you could go and install that now. Now we're doing this right here because I'm going to show you this look first, and then I'm going to do a different look. So I'm going to show you how to achieve this first look, and then I'm going to show you what I did on how I achieved this look over here. So let's go ahead and grab that back up here, and then you could preview it if you like, but I'm just going to click OK because I know that that looks right. And I would have had this, matter of fact, I actually did work on this tutorial last night, but something had went wrong. I had been using OBS as the screen recorder, and something went wrong. The sound recorded 3/4 of the way through, and then all of a sudden it just dropped it and made this really bad static sound, and it just cut it off. And then I tried to make it again, and the same thing happened, and it got late, and so I went ahead and went to bed. But I'm going to go ahead and make this tonight. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, holding down Control and using my mouse wheel. If you could tell, there's a little white highlight down here. It's a very subtle look. So we're going to go ahead and click on this bottom layer, make a new layer, press OK, and we're going to drag that up, and we're going to name this layer Gradient. Press OK, and we're going to go over here and we're going to get a dark gray color, and that color is 616161. Press OK, and the bottom white is fine. Grab your gradient tool and make sure it's on foreground to background, RGB, and linear for the shape. And we're just going to go in here. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit so you see. And we're going to go about the middle, and we're going to drag down to the edge of where this white line is, and click OK. And you get this kind of gradient effect here. And we're going to go ahead and make a new layer. And we're going to call this one White Reflection. And we're just going to switch to the cancel. We're going to switch to white, and we're going to grab our paintbrush tool, and we're going to grab a full hardness brush, and make sure the opacity is 100%, and the size we're going to use is about a little bit bigger than that, about 121 on my screen. And I'm just going to go up here to one of these top corners and click. And we're going to go ahead with that layer selected, and we're going to go back up to layer, and then layer effects, and we're going to go to outer glow, and we're going to change this color to white. Press OK. The opacity at 75 is fine. Spread's fine. We're going to make the size a little bit bigger, maybe 8, and that's OK. And we're going to just click OK. And that gives that a kind of a blurred effect. Now we're going to go back and click on this gradient layer, and we're going to make a new layer, and we're going to call this Black Shadows. And this layer right here, we're going to go ahead and put on overlay, and we're going to go down to this bottom layer group, and we're going to lower the opacity down to about 22, and this gradient layer we're going to lower down also to about 45 is fine. And this Black Shadows layer, go ahead and click on it, and click down here and change your colors back to black and white. And let's click on the Airbrush tool, and let's raise the size of this tool, and let's go back to a soft brush. Let's raise the size a little bit bigger. And we're just gonna kind of just air in some shadows here. I want to keep the top of this pretty dark though, just like that. And we're gonna go ahead and set this layer on soft light, and as you can tell, it added some pretty cool shadows to it. And then with this gradient being a little bit darker, so you turn it off and then turn it back on, it makes it just a little bit darker and gives it more of a glassier look. We've got that, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down to the very bottom down here, and we're going to click that, and we're going to name that BG shadow for background shadow. And we're going to go ahead and grab our paint bucket tool, and we're going to fill this in with black. Then we're going to come up here, and we are going to click on our perspective tool, and just click, and we're going to drag straight down. Drag this side straight down, and then we're going to take this side and drag it to the right, just like that, and we're going to drag this down a little bit to the right a little, and we're going to drag this down some more, just like that. And I want to keep some shadow on the outside right here, so it gives kind of a reflective look right here, and that looks okay to me. And just hit transform and go ahead, it's gonna floating selection, click the new layer button, and then go ahead and drag it all the way down, just like that. And we're gonna just go ahead and lower the opacity of this layer down to about 16 is fine, and we're going to go ahead and hold down Alt, and then we're going to click right here on this layer, and it's going to select it for us. And then we're going to grab our eraser tool and make sure you have a soft brush selected, and we're just going to go right in here, and we're going to delete the shadow on the inside of this glass. So I don't want it in there. You could keep it in there if you'd like to give it more of a transparent look, but I'm gonna take it out for mine, and just press Ctrl Shift A to deselect. And let's see, we could drop this opacity down just a little bit more. This gradient down just a little bit more. Okay, and there's that look. Which is fine. You could go ahead and click on this top layer group and right click and go to merge layer group, and we'll go ahead and go to filters, and we'll add a Gaussian blur to it and blur it just a little bit more. 5 pixels is fine. And you could leave it just like that if you like that look, but I'm going to go ahead and click on this first main layer group, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to merge this layer group also, and I'm going to alt click on it to select it again, and then I'm going to go to filters, render, and we're going to go to sphere designer, and we're going to keep the defaults and just press OK. And I'm going to press Ctrl Shift A, and I'm going to lower that opacity just a little bit more, and I'm going to lower this one just a little bit more, and I'm going to click on this layer, and we are going to go filters, and then we're going to go to blur and then Gaussian blur, and we'll blur this by like 7 pixels, and we're going to go to this bottom shadow layer, and we're going to blur this also, and we'll just blur that by 5 pixels, and so it creates a softer edge just like that. So if you look and see, let me zoom out just a little bit, holding down Control and using my mouse wheel, there's a blue tint in here now, and this sphere designer kind of added this kind of edge to it, and it kind of gives it this kind of 3D sense in a way. To me anyways it does, and it makes it look really good. I'm going to click back up here to this black shadows layer, and I'm going to click back on the airbrush, and oops, not going to do that. Control Z that, and let's go ahead and alt click and make that selection again, and then I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to darken up the top a little bit. Control Shift A, just like that. And like I said, you could play around a little bit with these opacities if you'd like. Drop them down even lower, just like that. And then I'm going to go up to this very top layer, and I'm going to make a vignette. And I'm going to go to Tools, GEGEO Operation. Click on here, scroll all the way down. It's the second one to the bottom. Click on the color, and we're going to use this brownish color here. It's 946744. Press OK. And we're going to change the radius a little bit to about 1.69 is fine. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to put this layer on multiply, and I'm going to duplicate it. And there you go. That's how you make a simple glass effect without having to go through there and paint out the effects yourself and stuff like that. All it is just a few gray colors and some blacks, some shadows, and that's how you achieve a glass look, and it looks fairly realistic. I've seen a lot of ways to do this. I've seen people let's add a new layer. I've seen people take their Ellipse Select tool and go in here and oops, Control Shift A. Let's go ahead and Alt click on this layer, and then go back up here and grab the circular ellipse tool again, and holding, what is it? Shift. We need to untick fixed and drag this out oblong and then up a little bit, and we need to, that should have been the other way around, but anyways, they'd fill this in with like a light gray color, and they'd go and they'd fill this in here, and Control Shift A, and anyways, they'd lower the opacity and put highlights that way and stuff like that. But I don't like that way. This is how I do it, and I think it looks pretty good. And like I said, it looks decent on a white background, and it looks decent on a black background. It just need to be played with just a little bit more. And on the white background too, it need to be played around with just a little bit more. But it is a great look, and you could achieve that. Looks like a crystal ball right there. So let's see, let's turn that one off and go here and this back on normal. And there you go. That's a even good look here. If you don't like these sharp edges right here, just add a gradient, a blur to it and blur it out, and that's also a great look. But I'm going to go ahead and go back to overlay and turn this back on. So, but that is how you achieve this effect, and I hope I think the guy's name was Thomas, I believe. I hope this helps you out in what you were looking for. If you have any questions, please feel free to add a comment down in the comments, and I will be happy to answer them for you. This background, I will leave a link in the description on where to download it if I can find it again. I'm not sure if I got it off this site called Media Militia or not. I'll have to look again. If not, I'll try finding this. But as you all know, if you've been following my tutorials, I got a new computer not too long ago, and something happened to it, and stupid me didn't have no backups, because I have a work computer and then I have a play computer. This is my play computer, and everything's on my work computer, so I don't do no clients work or nothing on this computer. But anyways, something happened and I lost everything, all my links to everything, and anyways, it was a big ordeal for all my private stuff and stuff that didn't have nothing to do with work or anything. So kind of sucks, but I'll try finding it for you, and if not, you can just go ahead and go into Google and go Creative Commons and go into the Creative Commons going on here? There we go. And go into find, go right here, find CC license work, and just click on, I don't know, wood backgrounds or something of that nature, and just press enter. And see, you got used for commercial purposes and stuff ticked. And let's just search wood. And I don't know what this is, but that's not what I wanted to go to. Let's see, wood, I want something I can use for commercial, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to search Google. There we go. And it'll take you, let's go back, and let's go wood backgrounds. And just hit enter, and it'll take you to search links on Google, and all these you could use for commercial work and stuff. So you don't have to be afraid of getting these off of here, because you did Creative Commons, and this is what the links gave you. So you could go in here and you could look for some kind of wooden texture if you'd like, and these are all free for commercial use or whatever you want to use them for. So that's another great way. Or you can go look on DeviantArt.com and just search wood backgrounds, and they got a bunch here and stuff, and a lot of these, they're all free and stuff. Sometimes the big drawback to this is that if you want to show off your work or whatever, they require you to go back and just give them a link to where you put their work on and stuff like that, which, I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's just sometimes a inconvenience. Sometimes. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm getting lost. I'm always on DeviantArt most of the time. But anyways, that's pretty nice, though. I'm going to check that out after this. But anyways, so that's one way. So if wood backgrounds is not a good one, you could also look for maybe wood textures. And there you go. There's a lot better looking wood looking stuff. This would also look good on a like paper background, newspaper background, or something like that. But that is some ways to find some free images that you use for commercial work and stuff. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But anyways, like I said before, I hope this helped. Please feel free to request. If you have a request, I will try to do it if it can be done in Gimp. Pretty much everything can be done in Gimp, even if they do some pretty cool stuff in Photoshop, on some Photoshop tutorials or whatever that you see. It can be done, most likely. It just, you have to go about it in a different way in Gimp. But anyways, so please like and subscribe, and there will be tons more tutorials to come. Thank you, and have a great day.